base and for an earlier expand and other builds, but like if you go Nexus first, you're probably expecting to die.
We get okay, well.
Select Nexus.
He's from, we see on the right side of the map from Team Entaro UGL.
Entaro UGL indeed.
We see from Team Killing Spree, TheAssassin.
Yep.
And on the left side of the map, well, from XDS, well, it's GF from Montreal Studio, Connyc.
Yeah, and already we have pylons placed. So I'm wondering, on this map, we're thinking about one base build, one base openings.
Yeah.
Is Blink, would Blink on this map is good because you have an access to the main, right? So would it be an expanding build or an all-in build only?
I think this would be, this could be an expanding build since
you would go for Blink expand?
Yeah, I would go to like 3-gate Blink and then take the expo at the same time.
Okay.
Because well, you can see on the top, like there's the entrance to the main that you can blink in, but also there's not really any point to go in the natural. Like that's the only point you can just go in the base with blink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Else
true.
it's like just it's the same. I mean, they're like it's not that open blinking.
But I think that the one base all in with Blink is played in PvP nowadays. Yep. Yeah, you're right. It's pretty dangerous when in the hands of a good micro player.
Yeah, and well, you see both player right now going well. They have the same gateway timing.
Yeah, but not the same gas timings though. It seems like Connyc went for more gas.
Yeah, he went for double gas. So we'll see what he wants to do with it. But like the timings look pretty similar. We see like the pylon's a little delayed because he went for second gas first.
Yeah, and looks like the probe here is gonna come right in time to scout the cyber starting and the gas starting, so he knows that it's a bit later gas than him. So let's see what he's gonna do with that. Is the mothership core soon to start in the Connyc's base?
If this cyber core is done. We
oh
need
yeah,
to wait for
you need the cyber core. Sorry,
yeah.
That's why you're here.
That's why I'm here because I played that race. I know it pretty well. So well, we see both cyber core will finish soon. We see a Zealot from the Assassin. I think it's pretty standard at the moment. I don't see anything like divergent. Like we don't see any proxy pylon. We see Connyc right now going for
maybe what would be a good spot, but it's also the most obvious spot for a proxy pylon right on this map. And we see Connyc has a tech choice.
Yeah, we see the.
He's gonna go for a Twilight Council, and it's already scouted. Oh my god!
Already scouted.
Yeah, that's a very fast scout, and that's very good for the Assassin. But at the same time, you scout this, and like you know that like the good decision is probably 3-gate Robo, right?
Yeah, I would go 3-gate Robo at 9 right now, but you see
the Assassin going for his own Twilight Council instead.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also good, of course. Like, it depends. Like, if you have Blink against DTs, this can lead to very crazy, crazy games.
Connyc went into, well, he went Mothership Core first before going Twilight, so he's ahead on this. I'm not sure he has his Mothership Core at the moment.
Yeah, and also Connyc skipped the Zealot, so he managed to get probably a few more probes. Well, the worker count is the same right now, but
yeah, and we see
can see already. Oh, well, that's one probe and 2 probes that are gonna get killed.
That's a third one, actually.
A third one by the same stalker.
He sent two. He sent 2 probes, but this can get easily defended because of the Mothership Core. I mean, he'll go in, try to do some damage, but then he'll have to blink back. Because
yeah, of course, with the Mothership Core, as long as the Mothership Core doesn't get shotgunned.
Yeah.
This should be safe here, and we see both players going for blink, so it's gonna be a micro heavy battle here in a few minutes.
Robot Bake going down for Connyc, so
yeah, I like that choice.
We might see an observer or an immortal. We'll see what happens, but we also see his Mothership Core being built on his side.
Yeah, but I'm surprised we already see quite a I don't know how significant, but a supply lead here from the Assassin. Although just but the warping just happened. Is he gonna call the back? The units are gonna be caught out of position. Oh my god, he's gonna lose the sentry. He's gonna lose. Oh, and he's not gonna be able to kill even one unit with this. This is game. Or no, well,
Well, he can still defend, but
he can still defend, but that's still units that you wouldn't want to lose.
He has warp gates, so I mean he can still defend this, but he'll lose some stuff.
I'm tempted to call this bad luck, you know, being caught right behind the.
But at the time he didn't scout in his natural.
So also he didn't scout the natural. So there's 3 more zealots here and 3 more stalkers, and now both players will have blink in about 15 seconds, I believe. But but the assassin has a probe on the map. He could almost warp in, like, he could do damage in this base if he had a pylon to warp in units behind this.
Also the assassin going for forge, maybe going to put down some cannons to defend. At the same time, we see Connyc taking his natural.
Yeah, that's a surprising choice. Would you go for a forge in this position?
Well, I think at the moment he wants to be safe. He wants to, like...
Yeah, but if you go cannons in your main base, wouldn't you fear like of never winning the game because you couldn't move out and your opponent can just expand and win?
Yeah, I would fear this. That's why I wouldn't use a cannon. I would maybe go one.
Oh, but the force field is kind of in time, but the stalkers have blink. But was there a problem with the blink? It seems like many of the stalkers
on the side, but didn't have the vision, so he still stayed on the low ground.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
It's like there's gonna be a force field at the ramp, but that's not gonna count for much. As maybe the mothership core should, yeah, there we go. Should be able to
see the cannons being up
and to kill that zealot. So there was a bit of losses for the assassin here, but the supply is dead equal, and the supply actually in terms of probes is in favor of the assassin. However, he's going to decide to move out. That's a very gutsy move, knowing that the pylon is there. He knows that the pylon is there, and he has sentries. Like, he can't afford to lose the mothership core here. Oh, no, but looks like he's going to have enough.
But he killed some units.
Yeah, I'm surprised. He had 3 blink stalkers there. Maybe he could have taken that fight.
Yeah, he could have surely taken that fight, but the assassin needs to scout that.
Oh, but might be he's going to use it. Oh, but I'm surprised because it seems like the assassin did not notice the timing of the stalkers taking him from behind earlier, and he did not deduct that there was a pylon in his expansion.
Yeah.
Now those 3 stalkers could do damage in his main. Oh, but it looks like instead Connyc will decide to just relax and just take those stalkers back to his base. He has expanded after all.
Yeah, he has. I think he has 1 immortal, so he's pretty safe right now. He doesn't have to be scared of anything. He can defend this.
Yeah, and what the assassin has to do is, well, take his expansion because he has the worker lead by 5 workers, and that's exactly what he's doing.
And so
both players, this is closer than expected, I would say.
Yeah, and this is going on a macro game, I think. Maybe a 2-base timing or something like this. We see +1 getting researched by the assassin. On the other side, we see from Connyc his forge getting started, and we see a 2nd immortal being spawned in.
Yeah, so definitely a good decision here against well, potential blink stalker. Oh, but the pylon scouts the expansion. Wow, that's gold. That's very important because thanks to that, he knows that he can chrono boost probes without any worry.
Yeah, and like we see, both players are. I mean, Connyc took the advantage because, well, he had his natural already up. He'll be supply block there, but he's still ahead on workers, and this is going to be
the lead on workers has been actually has flipped to Connyc here. So Connyc went to fast chrono boosting of probes on 2 bases, and looks like the assassin slipping maybe a bit on the macro side. I don't know if he's going for an attack or if it just means that, yeah, that his macro was slipping, but we see her Connyc deciding to move out.
I just think his macro was slipping, but we see double cannon in the natural. So maybe he'll try to blink in the main. That might be a possibility, but he has 2 immortals, so I wouldn't.
But there's also cannons in the main. That's a very, like, assassin is covered on terms of defense. He can chrono boost probes right now. That's what I would do. With all those cannons, like, he can pretty much... Oh, but the observer, though, that's a key unit.
Yeah, and he now doesn't see his opponent, so he doesn't know if he'll be attacking soon, or like he doesn't know when it will be moving. Yeah, and that's key information. You want to know when your opponent is starting to go in, and we see the assassin going right and left to see if it's going to blink in somewhere.
What would you do in this position in the assassin's place?
I would just maybe just
the mothership core. He has to make sure not to lose the mothership core. Oh my god, he decides to assassinate Colossi. Connyc seeing the Colossi and running away from this army. And thanks to this, he's going to get the kill on the Immortal.
Yeah, and we see...
Oh, and there's going to be an engage, but there's 2 Immortals. It's going to be a bit close, but there's an Immortal on the Assassin's side too.
Yeah, but
and with that,
the Assassin getting some hits with the Immortal.
Yeah, and with that well, time warp with the Mothership slowing down the units of his opponent, he's getting another Immortal, and he's moving in, but he's a bit behind on supply still. I think. Do you think it might be a good time to take his third, especially with the money he has banked right now?
I think it would be pretty good to take a third right now, but we see both players going for Colossi and +2 timing, so I don't know when they want to attack.
So what would you do in this position?
On this fight, in the position of the assassin,
for instance? Yeah.
I mean, you took some units. I would try and go and blink in, try and do some damage, or at least scout what's happening in the opponent's base. I don't know. I don't think the assassin knows what's happening. He didn't scout anything.
He wouldn't know, for instance, if Connyc has already taken a third.
Yeah, he doesn't even know from the
well, he probably guesses at this point,
but he doesn't scout it. He doesn't have the information of the Colossi being built. He doesn't know he has a robotic vessel, robotic bay. Yeah, robotic bay.
So, and what would you do if you were Connyc?
I would just go Colossi. It's so safe. Like you don't know what your opponent's doing. You would take a third. Just
yeah, it looks like both players here going for their third at very similar timings, but the Assassin still has a 9 supply lead, so a bit of a lead here on his opponent. So the Assassin really, you mentioned that this morning he didn't seem quite confident, but looks like whatever he ate right before lunch gave him back the confidence he needed.
He's doing pretty good at the moment. I feel like his confidence is might be just back up. Like maybe it's just the start of the game just gave him some confidence back, because he's doing pretty good at the moment.
And he just made a second robo, so going strong on the upgrades. Looks like the upgrades are soon going to be, well, the upgrades are pretty equivalent, I think.
Yeah, I think it's one attack for both. Could you check the upgrades? Yeah, it's 1 attack for both, blink for both, charges up for the assassin. I don't think it's gonna be great because the Colossi are up. Yeah, and we see Connyc building 2 Colossi at the time. This is a huge deal right now.
But the 2 Colossi at the same time is also what the Assassin will be able to do when his Robo Bay finishes.
Yeah.
But this is the point in the game where the small details are probably gonna start really mattering right now. So for instance, Connyc was supply blocked for about 10 seconds there, or more, a bit more on 116 supply. So both are the same supply at the moment, and we see the Dark Shrine coming out for the Assassin. So, oh my god, but like the engage is going to be really important. The angle, the blink stalkers are losing it themselves. He's moving them back for not blinking them. I'm a bit surprised. Maybe he forgot on the side. But the Mothership Core is going to be taken out. So that's very good for Connyc. A good blink takes out the Mothership Core, goes back, and now he's going to be able maybe to harass with blink in the main, or
just go with the Colossi. You take the Colossi. They have upgraded lens, so they can just shoot the pylons, kill some pylons in the main, get your enemy supply blocked.
We have a Colossi that just finished for the Assassin, so he's probably going to be able to take this fight. The only question is, at how good an angle will he be able to do this?
And Connyc going for...
we have 4 Colossi.
I think he'll go for the third. Go for the third. Go for the third.
Yeah, the third is the good decision here, and there he goes. But that third is going to fall really fast. He can just attack, move, and then move out. So that's very good for Connyc.
That's a huge move from Connyc. Yeah. This is totally game on this, because now he has his third up and he'll start building worker. He could.
Yeah. Do you think the Assassin could have engaged this? Maybe like drawn a concave to welcome his opponent down the ramp.
When Connyc was going up the ramp, he could have just tried and kill some units.
Looks like he's hesitating to attack.
Right now I feel it's...
Oh, but he's gonna get a Colossi though.
Yeah, it's a free Colossi there.
Yeah, oh, not quite dead though. And looks like he pulls back. Not using that Guardian Shield on sentries, if he has any sentries left.
I don't think
he does have sentries left.
I don't think Connyc has any sentries, but we see him building some Templars. So he might be going for Archons with this. Yeah, exactly. Archon are coming up.
So 2 Archons. So that, 2 Archons are useful, but there's not that many Zealots from the Assassin here. So the Assassin is going very Stalker and Colossi heavy, and he's going to fake the Colossi. So that's his plan here. What he's going to do is fake as if he had more Colossi, while in fact he has the Dark Templars, and hope his opponent doesn't have an Observer in that army. But does he have one? Is there an observer with the army here? Do we know? There probably is one.
I think there is. We can see him. He's right there. You see?
And
you see?
Yeah. Well, isn't it obvious? Well, no, not quite obvious.
That's not obvious. We know he has one.
And now he wants to use the fake Kalasai to scout, because of course the hallucination is gonna end. But he's taking his turn now. But he has to defend it, whatever happens at this point.
And Connyc taking his fort right now. This is. He's having such a high lead, and like the Assassin's taking his third back, but I don't think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, so looks like Macro is doing the difference here between those two players. So in terms of Micro, the Assassin managed to take the fight to Connyc, but in terms of Macro, Connyc is slowly creeping up the lead, and with that killing of that third, that was really the major part.
You could just stay back and just wait for the opponent, but right now we see him pushing to the natural.
And he's in place for defense, but he has to save that mothership, or he has to use, at all costs, he has to use that defense on the... Oh, but the Nexus is not even done, and it died before it was done, so the armies are moving. War of the Worlds, lasers everywhere, as all the armies are dying.
Connyc going back with his calls, I don't think it was a great move, but he's still ahead, and
yeah, and there we go. That's a decisive battle win. So with that much units, and it was like the observer, the
Dark Templars.
Yeah, that the observer, that's not even a Connyc observer. That observer is a traitor or something. Like, we thought it was a Connyc, but it was the Assassins. And now with no observer, it looks like the Assassin can take out the Kalasai. Does he have still chances in this game?
Can we check the prediction tab? Or is this a prediction tab? Okay, yeah.
There's 700, 600 resources for the Assassin, so it's not done. But little does he know that his opponent went for a very, fast fourth base, and of course, mass cannoning his fourth, expecting a DT backstab anytime in that base. But the Assassin doesn't even know that the fourth was placed so soon. It was placed at the same time as his own third, I believe.
Yeah, and
Oh, but this might be the right
He's
move.
going in, but I don't think it's a good move.
Well, no, he has more or less bases than his opponent. Like, I was thinking he has to do something, but... Oh, okay, so looks like he's maybe gonna attack the third. Yeah, now, by now he...
I think there's still cannons there, and he's going... Connyc's going back to defend there.
Yeah, it looks like the Warpin is gonna try to block the DTs. Now the cannon has died. Is there maybe a second cannon? There was another, yeah, a second cannon to scout. Oh, and the Colossus taken out, and that's terrible damage. The army there done by the Assassin was pretty much the last hope, and there we go, it's gonna be GG.
Very close game, but we saw Connyc taking the advantage so early in the game. When killing the third, he was so ahead. He could have just go back, take a fourth.
Yep.
He could have just go back, take a third, take a fourth, take a fifth even, and be totally safe about it. You know,
yeah, killing that turret really, and the two armies were at the same strength too. It was really a question of positioning and army macro, and the positioning war was won by Connyc as he managed to move in the third, take it out, and that's game.
Yeah, but I mean, like even the first fight, it got pretty close, and the Assassin losing his army, but then winning the fight, and he was getting ahead, and then he just lost it because he didn't pay attention to his third. He needed to go in like in between his two bases in arc and just wait there. Like put his army on two bases and then just wait for him to go to one of his bases and then sandwich him.
Yeah, that's something you see often. But of course, what I'm thinking right now is it has to be like mind-crippling for the Assassin right now, because he was in a very good lead at some point in this game, and he must have been excited. You know, that excitement you get when you're beating someone that you weren't too sure about beating, and then you lose. And
you're just like, hey, I think I'm getting ahead.
Yeah.
And then when you lose this, you lose so much out of this, because if you gain this, you're feeling powerful, and then if you can win the game, then it's the best you can ever feel in your life. But then if you lose the game, it's totally destroying.
And Connyc must feel very confident about this for the same opposite reason that he was behind.
Yeah.
He stuck to his macro, stuck to Kalasai, and his standard play managed to get the win.
Maybe it doesn't feel like he was behind on his side, because maybe he was like, okay, I lost my army, but I can still pull this off. I can just wait and do something later.
Oh, but there's a Terran race here for the Assassin. Is Assassin playing Terran? I don't think so. There we go. There we go. The switch is done, and the game is gonna start soon.
Yeah, I think we'll be in the loading screen in a couple seconds. Yeah. It's all good.
All right, so it's gonna be second game is gonna be on Terraform here.
Yeah, still a 2-spawn game, but on this, I think you can blink a little more, and the natural being on the lower side of the map, and not being on an high ground, is really good to blink because you can. Well, if you come to blink, you can just blink back, and you don't have the opponent doesn't have the vision. Like there's no vision advantage because there's no vantage point.
Okay, yeah.
So you can blink back, and you still have the vision of this base. That is pretty good. So
yeah.
we'll see what happens. But do you want to present the players?
Yeah. So in the bottom right here, we have our player from the old team TKS. We have TheAssassin.
And on the top left corner from Montreal, we have Connyc.
Also from Montreal, yes.
Yeah, we
both
players
on Montreal.
Represent.
Actually, you could the 3 remaining Protoss players in the tournament at the moment are all from Montreal.
Yeah, and you can see here TheAssassin going for a proxy pilot. He built a pilot in his main, but
I
he's
kind
doing
of like this. I kind of like this. Connyc here, think about it. He went straight up against his opponent, and he knew it was a very close macro game. Maybe he's gonna decide to go for something a bit more greedy this time. If he does, well, early game, like, are there any greedy builds early game really in PvP?
There's only early games build.
Yeah, there's not many.
I don't think like there's some follow-ups, but you can't just go. You can just say, oh, let's go Nexus first. You can do this. This is not Legacy. Yeah, we see the gateway game build. It's a little late. I think it's.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised about the timing. So, do you cut probes at the moment? At some moment in this build, usually?
Well, if you go 2-gate proxy, I would cut probe way earlier than this.
Yeah, because
at 12 or 13.
The second gateway is already starting, and now the scout for Connyc is gonna be able to go in the base. He's gonna know something. What's up?
Like, I mean, you needed to go with oh yeah.
Oh wow! So the probe's trying to draw a net against this probe here. That was very close. Well, not that close actually, because
and we see a chrono boost for nothing there. That's great.
Yeah,
Connyc is
Connyc.
Connyc might just be maybe.
I think he tried to do the zealot, but he was supply blocked. And oh my god! What are those? Okay, some probe of the assassins was in the base.
Yeah, the probe was scouting.
Not doing anything, so it got killed. And now he knows that there's also another gateway being made in defense, and that's gonna be pretty harsh for the assassin.
I don't think he went for his cybercore, so it's gonna be zealots on zealot.
Well, the assassin is making the cybercore right now. They both started the cybercore around the same time, and the assassin has a supply lead. I mean, this wouldn't be so like the assassin wouldn't be in such a bad position if his buildings weren't proxied, but they are.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, at this point, that's true. Thanks, Marcel. So maybe at this point he's thinking maybe my opponent went for a nexus in the corner because he hasn't received any attack. So right now he's probably thinking, well, what's happening? Well, maybe there was a nexus in the corner on the gold base, so maybe he's gonna go try to scout for a gold base on this map. But the truth is, there's already 3 zealots and 2 more. Well, a fourth zealot being made, but he's supply blocked though, and he has no gas.
Justice has come.
Yeah, he's mining at the moment.
Both were supply blocked for a while here, but so you know it does cancel out. But the zealot here is gonna come in the assassin, look for a base maybe, but he knows there can't be a base there. And there we go. He's gonna scout, and he knows.
Not only
and the zealots, of course, now trying to hide. We've been seen. They will probably not notice the buildings. Try to hide.
And not only does he knows, but I mean, the assassin's in attacking at the moment, so the more he waits, the more he's behind. So he has 5 zealots at the moment. He'll get a stalker and.
Oh yeah, and with the mothership defense here, I would almost go back and make the nexus. I would make the nexus right now.
You just wait and you just wait for him to go, and you just.
And that's exactly what he is doing. The assassin is placing the nexus behind this. So the only thing he's gonna have to focus on right now is keeping the pressure on, making sure that his opponent cannot have enough stalkers to defeat his army.
Yeah.
Because the danger here with the unit comp that we see, I think, is that stalkers against Zealot will win, right? Am I right or?
But I mean, at the moment in Connyc's position, you just go and try to kill this, try to kill the gates, and if you kill the pylon, well then you're good to go. I mean, you could just go in the base and go for a gate. Just go for the kill. You don't even need to wait, because at this moment you see he's not going in your base, and then it's getting late. So I would just try and kill his gateway, get him late.
So of course there's 2 more gateways here being made for the assassin. So he's gonna try his best to expand to take an economic lead against his opponent here. The supply though 44 to 36, and there's so many stalkers. There's not gonna be blink on those stalkers, but does it matter? There's
Doesn't
so
matter.
many stalkers. And there's and the assassin should, by all rights, place a bunker at his extension.
There's no bunker. And we don't. I don't think
that was wanted, by the way. That was.
I don't think we have a mothership core on the assassin side, but he's going for a Twilight Council. So yeah, the mothership core is there, but he's going for a Twilight Council, so he might just go DT or try and do something.
Do you think the mothership core gives him hope to hold this?
I think it does, but you don't think it's enough.
It is 12 to 3, but there's also 5 zealots to keep the stalkers away. If the micro is good enough from the stalkers,
yeah, but
maybe the assassin can barely hold this.
He can just
it's
fight
gonna be
back.
very close. All right, we're gonna see the fight here. So he's gonna come in with all of the stalkers. Already he sees the units. He's gonna attack. He's gonna start to tickle one zealot, and one zealot dies. But already the mothership cannon is called, and the Connyc will retreat back. So the assassin is getting a bit of time, but there's not gonna be another mothership cannon behind this. There's not gonna be any way to defend this after.
Yeah, and we see Darkrai going down, but I don't think it's enough. Like,
oh yeah, that might be. Oh, I don't know about this. Like,
and the
right now,
sentry
that's
going
still
down.
good.
He was building a sentry and just lost it.
He lost the sentry, but he took out
deal.
the stalker. But like once the mothership finishes here, he's gonna need all the defense that he can get, and I don't think he's gonna be able to defend this.
He needs his worker. He needs his
yeah,
probe.
he's gonna need to pull workers. I mean, he's got. Oh, and there's one stalker in the main base that would be very useful in the defense. Oh, and looks like he gets it back. Yeah, he probably heard me here. So.
But yeah, we see like 10 more stalkers are up for Connyc, and we see the Darkrai that I don't think it's gonna be finished in time.
And looks like, and here a small probe scout here. But on the worker count, we have 31 to 22. So really, Connyc has to do damage, and he's not moving in.
And we
like by the ticking clock here, the assassin is taking the lead, and with the DTs, like there's no. Is there an observer coming here?
I don't think there is, but he has a robo base.
As long as he can like stall for time here, he's gonna be able to ward DTs, and his mothership core is gonna have a cannon.
He just needs to buy time, and he'll be fine to defend this at any time.
And with the 12 worker supply lead and two DTs warping in, I think the assassin is gonna hold this.
Yeah, he needs to kill the more units he can, but right now, I mean, the Dark Templar are just
and what's the production tab here? So we see probably the observer is going to be started soon by Connyc. Oh, but it looks like, there we go. So it started, it's being chrono boosted. He knows what's up. He knows that it's DTs again, and he knows he's behind because now there's a clear worker lead, and Connyc doesn't even have his Nexus.
I think the assassin needed to go for something else. He needs to.
What would you do right now as the assassin? You defend, right?
You need to send at least one Dark Templar to do something, go to the natural, see if there's something, try to get some workers maybe.
Yeah, maybe in the main, because you want to...
You don't want your Dark Templars to be sitting at base and waiting.
You want to force him to bring his observer to his main, or if he doesn't, then lose his workers.
Yeah, or build another observer.
Looks like instead he's deciding, he's opting for staying in defense. And it's probably the Archon that would be the right move at this point. But there's going to be another Nexus Cannon.
Yeah,
really, I think the Assassin is a very good position. He has a very good advantage. If Connyc can't do damage here, he's...
The thing is, after his Nexus Cannon, he's done. There's nothing else to defend. Like, there's
but there
so many stalkers.
So Nexus Cannon has been placed, and a few workers are coming maybe to help. No, but he has to... Okay, it's alright to take back his army. Maybe morphing an Archon would be a good idea here to make sure to defend. But looks like he's gonna lose a Zealot. That's a bit sloppy, losing the Zealots in the front.
And he's building more DTs. That's really a bad move. Well, he doesn't know about the server, but like he's trying to build more cannons, and I don't think that's a good plan because you're actually walling your units in.
Yeah, well, it could work for the defense, but so we see there we go. So now he knows 2 Dark Templars died. That could have been a dark one. But the pressure, very hard here from Connyc. Connyc knowing that he has to win this on 1 base, even though his opponent has now twice the worker lead. Like, that's an incredible worker lead, really. And
yeah, and he can just go in right now. You see, like, he's walled in.
Oh, but that's not a good concave for
his pilot just killed him.
But the probes, though, the probes are helping in truth to do the defense, and the probes are gonna come back, but he still has 13 more workers than his opponent. I think the assassin is soon gonna have. Oh, but he has to.
The GG comes down and Connyc win the game.
Oh wow! Oh, that's a bit of an early quit. I mean, he almost had the mothership cannon. He was like 10 seconds from it.
Yeah, but I mean, after this, you don't have anything. You can, like, in Connyc's position, you're so ahead, even if you're on 1 base. Like, you're ahead, and
yeah,
that's
but
all that
could we
matters.
load the replay, maybe? Could we load the replay? No. Load the replay of this game, because I'd want to look at the state at the end of the game. Yeah. Yeah, of course. So in the end, it looks like it's a 2-0 from Connyc, as we expected.
Yeah, and it was well, maybe you thought it was pretty close, but I didn't feel like it was close. Connyc was ahead at the end. I was feeling like he was ahead.
Yeah, he did have that advantage of the time of the attack here. The momentum was really in his favor as he was taking out DTs after pylons after zealots. But those were very close games, I would say. Considering it started with a proxy double gateway.
Like, I felt like he needed to send the DT do something, use the mage, like keep Connyc in his base.
Yeah, the end. I would like to look at the mana and the mothership core at the end.
Well, I think he has enough, but like it's not enough to keep him alive. After, like, it keeps you alive for 60 seconds, but then it's over. Like, you can't live forever on this position.
Well, with time would have advanced him because he had more. Like, how many gateways was he on?
I think it was 3 against 4. Oh yeah, he's
Highs.
yeah.
I counted. But so we have 3.
Like,
So
yeah,
let's see. Let's speed up to the end of the game here to the end state.
Like,
we have the defense here, losing a bit of zealous, but you know that's an easy down for a minute. The assassin here having 700 in the bank. I think he could have went for more gateways, maybe.
yeah, maybe add another.
Are they both on 4 gateways at the moment? Or?
Yeah, it's 3 against 4.
3.
4.
Why 4?
3.
Oh, there's one that's not even more for Connyc.
See, I told you. See,
yeah, there we go.
The 4th one.
Okay, so yeah, that was probably.
Yeah, he should have sent the Dark Templar, do something, try to go for the natural. You don't know if he has one, but you need to see.
Yeah, and then speed up still.
He killed 3 Dark Templars right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the worker lead is there, but that's not enough. The armor. Yeah, he was holding, but for all long.
No, but like, let's look before we argue. Let's look at the end state here, the GG timing.
It was
no. This is not the end of the game.
But like,
okay, there we go. So he's losing this. Now he's still 12 workers in the lead. And let's go to the end. Yeah. Okay. So pause. So he still has 11 worker lead. The energy on the mothership core is
Yeah,
100 exactly.
He could.
So he could have casted it, and those resources, yeah, he did spend in the end his resources. So he lost. I think it came down to micro. But it was a bit of an early GG, maybe on 5 and soon to be 6 gates.
Yeah, it was maybe an early GG, but at this point, you're buying time until you die because.
No, but as time goes by, like he would have with those 6 gates, he would have a lot more resources, and with that mothership, or like he would have one more warping round. You know, okay, but anyway, it looks like the assassin here, another pressure, will fall to Connyc's Blink Micro. No, not Blink Micro 2, the high stalker attack.
Yeah, just
and
high stalker count.
It's gonna be 2-0. So he's gonna so Connyc is gonna move on and face
me,
you in the semifinals. So it should be another PvP.
I don't know.
Should be interesting.
I might play Zerg. I told you earlier. I might play Zerg. So
seeing you ZVP against Connyc, that would be a sight to see.
Yeah.
All right, so that's
I don't know
be
when
it for today.
I don't know when this will be. When
yeah,
are the semifinal being played?
So here's what we could
next week?
plan. Maybe next week, well, for sure. But next Monday, maybe we could cast the last quarterfinal, the last 1 or 2 games remaining.
Yeah. Are there still matches
but yeah,
remaining?
I think the original schedule was to play the semifinal on Monday. But if we want to live cast them, we can't have them on Monday while we're playing the replays. So we could do Wednesday and Friday. Yeah, we'll see with the players.
Yeah, we'll see the schedule. And anyway, it doesn't matter if Connyc wants to forfeit. It'll be faster anyway.
It will be accepted. Of course.
I'll take this easily.
That's a good approach there.
So Connyc, forfeit. All good.
All right. Well, that's gonna be it for today. So thank you for tuning in, and we're gonna see you next Monday probably for the replays of the round of 8.
Yep.
So tune in next time and have a good day.
Thanks for watching.